One of the biggest predictors for your long-term health, your day-to-day energy levels, and just the way that you feel and the confidence you have is going to be your body fat percentage. And if you're serious about your health and you want to walk around feeling and looking your best self, you got to find a way to lower it. So if I personally was 30% body fat, this is exactly what I would do. What's going on? My name is Montel Harden, personal trainer, strength and conditioning, and sports nutrition coach since 2017. Over that time, we've worked with over 700 men and women, helping them drop body fat, build lean muscle, and get healthier than they've ever been, cutting their body fat percentage in half included. If you're upwards of 30% body fat as a guy, or maybe upwards of 40% body fat as a woman, and you're trying to figure out how to strip that stubborn fat off, the 3 things that I'm about to break down to you today is exactly where I would start. We actually implemented all 3 of these same exact strategies for one of my clients, Sean. He went from 31% body fat to 14% body fat over the course of a year, implementing these same exact systems, and did it while building $1 million company, being a father, a husband, going on vacation, going out on dates with his wife every single week. So it's not going to be something that's extremely restrictive and hard for you to implement. It's going to be actually the opposite. It's going to be so easy and simplistic. There's no way that you won't get body fat to melt day after day after day. So first off, one of the biggest things that I would do is find my biggest food offender and kill it immediately. So what I mean by that is, most people, if you're watching health and fitness content on the internet, chances are you don't just eat like a slob all day, every day. You probably have some decent things in your diet. You probably have some rules that you try to follow or you try to stay somewhat diligent with, but it's just not necessarily enough to move the needle. What I found over the last almost decade is that most people have 1, maybe 2 different areas in their nutrition that they just can't get right with. And we like to pinpoint the one that is the most detrimental for your health and for your body fat percentage. And then we want to attack that and get rid of that one habit as soon as we can. So that could be late night snacking. That could be trash lunches due to maybe having lunch meetings, maybe, always having to get your lunches on the go, or it could be family dinners and, not being able to fully control what you're consuming because the entire family is eating a specific meal. So the first order of business for you, I want you to take notes. I want you to write it down. I want you to pinpoint for yourself specifically what time period in the day, what meal of the day, what habit do you participate in or indulge in that typically leads to the worst nutritional decision of the day for you. So for example, do you normally skip breakfast and then end up starving at lunchtime, just going and grabbing the quickest thing that you can during your lunch break? If that's you, we know our first order of action, you're probably going to say, oh, I got to eat better lunches. No, you need to actually eat a high quality, high protein breakfast, high fiber breakfast. You need to eat something that's going to fill and satiate you so that when you get to your lunch period, you're not starving, and now you can make a better decision during lunch. And then that leads to a better decision during dinner. Always look at what is the one thing that is causing the most setbacks, slip ups, fails. How can I get rid of, how can I improve that one thing? This is how we are able to get our clients such great results, because everybody doesn't have to completely overhaul their diet day one. We just look at what you're doing that's causing the most damage, and we try to eliminate that. And that instantly within itself is going to give you a 2 to 5% body fat decrease in pretty short order. Next piece of the puzzle is that I want you to train solely for the purpose of muscle gain and physical fitness improvement. A lot of times we'll get into this mindset and this habit of, oh, I really want to lose some weight, so everything that I do needs to be burning calories because I know I need to be in a calorie deficit and I need to eat less and I need to work out and burn as many calories as I can. And the issue and the problem with trying to work out and burn as many calories as you can is that you basically just become a hamster on a wheel. The only way to continue burning more calories is to run longer, do the HIIT workout longer, and just push yourself harder and harder and harder and harder till working out becomes absolutely exhausting instead of energizing, and you're not able to do it consistently over the long haul. The reason why I want you to focus on building up lean muscle inside your workouts as opposed to trying to lose weight and drop body fat is because lean muscle is actually going to increase your metabolism. It's going to be what I call passive income. It gives your body the ability to actually drop body fat, burn more calories at rest, meaning that you don't have to actively be working out to increase your body's energy expenditure, which is huge. Also improves the overall health of your body. Muscle is a great reservoir for excess glucose in the body. And what happens there is as that excess glucose, blood sugar, carbs pull into those muscle cells. Now you're giving your body the opportunity to regulate its blood sugar, which is great for insulin sensitivity, which is great for the metabolization of body fat cells. So it's like a second and third and fourth and fifth degree benefit that you're gonna get from a fat loss perspective when it comes to building lean muscle, but nonetheless, it's still there. It's also just a much better way to train for longevity. You can continue to make progress with a 30-minute strength training workout just by adding another rep, adding another set, adding an extra 5 pounds, holding for 3 seconds longer. Like, you don't have to continue to train harder and harder and harder. And best part about it is once you've built up this lean muscle mass and you've dropped your body fat percentage, your body kind of starts to run on autopilot. You get to that point where you're 12, 13, 14% body fat. Your energy expenditure is so high now that you have to eat a ridiculous amount of food just to start putting back body fat because of how much more energy that lean muscle mass takes to maintain. Where you get your body to a point where it becomes really hard to accumulate body fat. And I know that sounds crazy because, like, man, right now it's really hard for me to lose body fat. And that's exactly what we want. We want to get your body to a place where it is so energy demanding that body fat simply struggles to stick to your body. That's exactly what we want, and strength training and building up lean muscle is one of the best ways to get that done. And last but not least is I want you to add as much walking to your day as you possibly can. And not for the reason that you might think, you're thinking about burning calories and trying to burn as many calories as you can. It's actually not really for that reason. It's because it's gonna give you an uptick in energy. It's gonna improve your digestion, which is big. If you have digestive issues, you are not going to lose body fat. There's a hierarchy of needs in the body. If you're suffering with severe digestive issues, then good luck trying to build lean muscle. Good luck trying to drop body fat. It's just not something that your body is going to prioritize with your gut in distress. Walking and moving your body consistently is a great way to kind of get everything moving throughout the body. Then it's also great for improving your cardiovascular health. If we can get that heart healthy, if we can keep moving, if we can lower our resting heart rate, that's going to do wonders for everything else that happens within our body. That insulin sensitivity that's so important for stopping the body from accumulating and holding on to those fat cells. Improving your heart health is going to be a great way to do that. And honestly, it just reduces the amount of bored eating that you do. Here in the States, and at this point everywhere in the world, it seems like we do a lot of boredom eating. You're working on a work project and you get a little tired, so you go grab something real quick. You're watching TV, you go and get a snack real quick. It's like a large part of the amount of eating that we do that causes us to be 30% body fat or above is due to boredom. So if you can just take those same moments of boredom where you would typically go and get something to eat or snack on something or drink something real quick, if you take those same moments, you just take a short 5-minute walk. Nothing crazy, like just a brisk, normal paced walk for 5 minutes, 10 minutes at a time. During those time periods that you would usually snack, you're gonna eat a lot less, you're gonna move a lot more, you're gonna be much more energized as a result. These are all things that are gonna help you consistently strip off body fat in pretty short order. So that is it. That's exactly what I would do if I was 30% body fat and wanted to get down to 20, 15, maybe even close to 10% body fat. Obviously, the further you go down in body fat, the more meticulous you might have to be. You might actually have to start tracking protein intake. You might actually have to start being diligent about your training improvement consistently. You might have to implement a certain cardio regimen. If you're starting at 30% body fat, these things that I listed right here, day in and day out without fail, will get you amazing results. And the best part is they're not a big time suck in your day. They're not something that takes a whole lot of thought, a whole lot of strategy. It's really, you can just dive straight into it and see amazing results. Probably get from 30% to 20% just doing these things before you ever really need to start focusing on anything else. So hopefully this was valuable for you. If it was, and like I said, you want help implementing this inside your own life, just like some of our best clients, Jordan was able to drop 20 pounds and 6% body fat over about a 3-month time frame, was able to implement in his life, even with a crazy schedule, traveling pretty much every other weekend. If you want help implementing strategies and systems into your life just like this, click the first link down in the description. Take our transformation quiz. If you want free insights and kind of a peek behind the curtains of exactly how we help our clients get to these goals, click the second link down in the description. I'll send weekly insights to your email so that you can kind of peel back the curtains and see what we're doing. And if you want more videos like this, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn notifications on so that you don't miss any more uploads going forward. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.